if my screen is visible. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, yeah, visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sunil.
Audible.
Okay, great. We have waited enough. I don't see a good quorum today, only 13 or 14 people, but we already waited for 4 to 5 minutes. So let's get started quickly. Before that, guys, a quick thing. Today again, I have allowed all, but it's a request that please update your email address. The link which I've shared, I know it's a sort of a repetition, but because the names are different here and in the original sheet, that is the reason I'm not I'm not able to use some formula and pick your email address from there. Some spelling mistakes are there here and there. That is the reason I am requesting you guys to please update all of these again. Okay. From tomorrow, the Zoom meeting will be automatically, it will accept only those people who are logged in with their email address which is mentioned here. So make sure that today, after today's session, you update your email address. So make sure you update your email address here. Okay. So you can directly connect to the session if you're logged into your Zoom using this email address. Is it clear to everyone? Anyone has any doubt?
Soil, can you please repeat that? Actually, my net was not working properly. Can you please repeat this part, the email part?
I was saying this is the list. I have shared a link again. I'll share it again today. Make sure you guys update your email address here against your name, uh, because from tomorrow, Zoom session will accept only those who are logged in with this email address. I mean, it will happen automatically. If you're logged in with this email address, you will be accepted automatically. If you're not logged in, you will not be able to join. So make sure you update your email address. So I will utilize these email address and I will uh, put it in the Zoom meeting. So you will be treated as a known guest and you'll be added automatically. Okay, so I'll share the link again. Though I've already shared, many people have updated here, but I see many of you have not updated. Today again, I had to do manual work, but I like to do things in automation way. So please update your emails here. We'll take care of it this then. Okay, I see
Uh,
many of you have worked on machines. Brilliant work by most of you. A few of you did mistake here and there, but as far as you understand the concept of disk and the type and size, I'm okay with that. If you are lazy not to read the request, I'm still fine with it, though it's not a good practice for a long time, but it's okay. But as far as you understood that how to select the type, how to select the size, if you're okay with it, if you understood that well, then it's completely fine. I'm okay with it. Okay, but still I would appreciate if you read these details and create something like this. Many of you missed here on OS disk type, but those people were correct here, which tells me that the concept is clear of the disk. At one place you are able to select standard hard disk of 64 GB, and at the same place you were able to select standard solid state drive SSD of 128 GB, but you forgot this one, and this one was whatever default comes with the machine, you left it to that. So it shows that your understanding is clear, but you are lazy to read, which is still fine for this training, but it's not a good practice, it's not a good habit. So get into a habit that you read it thoroughly. It takes time, do not be in a hurry. I'm not giving you anyone any discount just because you complete your task early, right? The moment I give you a task and you do it in a minute or within 10 minutes, you're not getting anything for that. Take your time, read it properly, try to understand, ask question. Here it was written Windows Server 2016 and here it was written Linux. No one asked me, no one asked this question. I thought you guys are not reading it properly. I was expecting at least one question. No, and if you don't trust me, go back to the message and check. This is here, but go back to the WhatsApp message and check. And people who read it and understood it, it's fine, because I was happy whether you go with 16 or I was happy whether you go with Linux. What I wanted to check is your understanding related to this disk, OS disk, data disk, shutdown time, and tags. And all of these factors, it doesn't matter whether you're using Linux or Windows. It doesn't matter at all. Hence, I did not point out to anyone. Okay, but make sure you guys read the details properly. Okay. uh, I hope you guys went through this table. This is clear to you now that what does it mean when the machine is shut down from OS level, when the machine is stopped at portal level, and when machine is stop deallocate on the portal level. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. If not, go through that again. These questions, it's not feasible. I told you we cannot go ahead and discuss these questions frequently, right? So I am trusting in you guys that you guys have read these questions, and now if I ask any question, you will be able to answer it. For your practice, I have started a new a new practice on my channel, on YouTube channel. I asked you guys to subscribe also, so you can get a notification. I put a question on daily basis with some options on that, so you can select the correct option and you get the correct even if you select incorrect option, you get to see the correct option and explanation behind it. For example, I can share it with you if you want, or if you guys are familiar, it's okay, we don't have to discuss that, but let me quickly check this. Are you guys familiar with this? What am I talking about?
Yes.
Your channel, right?
Yes. So here I put questions. This will be helpful for you guys. Look at this. These kind of questions I'm putting. Quiz that what is the retention period for Azure Active Directory logs? What is it? Can someone quickly answer?
90 days.
90
Yes.
days.
So if
90
you
days.
right. So if you click on this, I mean, if you subscribe to the channel, you will definitely see this, and you will get multiple options there. That which option to be selected, and you get to see the correct answer also, and you get to see the explanation also. Okay, now I see 100% are correct because you can change the answer, but I had some incorrect answers also, but that's okay. Here we are not getting any brownie points or nothing. This is just for your practice. Okay, question like this: is it feasible to decrease the size of data disk attached to an Azure virtual machine? Maximum people say no. What do you think, guys? Is it feasible or not?
No.
No.
Right. But still, though maximum people are correct, still I see a good portion of amount. I am not saying it's all of you are from here. There are different subscribers also. They are also answering. But look at the understanding. 29 people still think that they can, just because it is a data disk, they can decrease it. Look at the word. You can increase the disk. You cannot decrease it. Azure does not provide a native feature to directly reduce the size of virtual hard disk attached to virtual machine. However, there are alternate methods you can use to effectively achieve the disk size reduction. This could be a perfect interview answer, and I'm posting it only for you guys. So make sure you follow this also. Make sure you read these questions also. Right? I told you it's not feasible for us to go ahead and discuss each and every question every time. That's not possible. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Before that, I think Ganesh, you had some question, right? So we'll just take one question because Ganesh joined the session before this, but he did not get a chance to speak. Hence, I'm allowing him to put this question here. Yes, Ganesh.
Sorry. Sure. Thank you, sir. Before I start ask my question, can you please help me with the name of the channel or link? Because I'm not able to find that.
I'll say it. I'll share it. Don't worry. I'll share it.
Okay, no, that's what. So I had question related to this Windows and Linux. You just shared with us, right? Before that, I was while creating virtual machine, I was a bit confused what to select.
Okay, that's the only question you had?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think it's already answered. So good. I'm happy that
Yes.
at least someone is looking at this. You guys are reading it. But what I wanted to check, I already told you guys. So it's okay. It doesn't matter. So let's continue, guys. Let's quickly start and continue while I'm logging into my account. Anyone has any question? On the other screen, I'm logging into my Azure portal, so I can bring it here.
Suhail, Rahul here.
Yes. Yes, Rahul. Tell me.
I had a question now. If in case, I created the virtual machine, right? I'm the owner, and I give you the owner access. How
Hmm.
would you be able to, log in? Do you use a separate username password, or how does that work?
Okay, guys, one thing. Do we have Shweta? Shweta Pathak? I think yes, she has
Yes,
joined.
sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll answer both of these. I got a question from one of you, not naming the person, that which is the password for this one. Let's say I'm creating a new machine. Okay, I selected something. This will answer both questions. Someone has asked me about the password, and this will answer your question also. I can straight away give you a yes or no answer, but let me explain it to you. Then maybe you'll remember it for a longer time. Okay, so the question was, a person asked, what password should we select here? Or what is the password for this one? That is the question. What is the password for this user? So you tell me, guys, do I give you a password here, or which password do you use here? Will you use your uh, Azure account ID password, or what is it exactly? Look at the page clearly. What am I doing here? And tell me which password is this? Have I shared this password with you guys?
No.
The
No,
password need to
creating.
be created by ourselves.
Exactly. So this password needs to be created by you guys. Okay. And this is not something which I will share it with you. This is you have to create. This is on your machine. I gave you the example also कि जो आपका घर का लैपटॉप है ये उसी तरह का है जैसे लैपटॉप पे आपने एक यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड बनाया है उसी तरह से आपने इस पे बनाया. Now coming to your question, Rahul, if you are choosing this password here, right, you are already an owner here on this resource group, right? That is the only reason you are able to create this machine,
Correct.
right? So which means you already have a user ID and password, and still you have to create one here. What does it mean? Your existing user ID and password, does it have anything to do with this one? Is there any correlation between that password and here?
No, it's completely different.
Completely different. So I hope that answers your question. No matter who's owner at the resource group, who's owner at the subscription, that password has nothing to do with your operating system password. Sometimes you guys even don't even know this password. While creating a machine, you don't even know this password. I mean, these are some scripts or something where application owner, server owner जिसने आपको request किया है, he will tell you कि इस तरह का password रखना है. That too not in plain case. Look at this. If it's a Linux one, they will simply share a file with you कि आप ये file upload कर दो यहाँ पर. Use the existing file, public key. They will share the file with you. They will tell you, upload this file. We know our password. You don't need to know the password. Why? Because you are not authorized person to log into that operating system. Who's gonna use that operating system? Application owner. You are not using that operating system. You are Azure administrator. You are just building a machine for him. ओके बट हाँ एक दो एडमिन अकाउंट देते हैं आप लोगों को भी कभी ट्रबल शूटिंग वगैरह के लिए. ऐसा नहीं होता कि बिल्कुल ही नहीं होता है, बट आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग इट टू यू. So this password and your Azure password has nothing to do with each other. Even if you are an owner, if I am owner on this one and you are owner at your resource group, you create a machine, I will have access to your resource group. I will have access to your machine as a resource. I can delete that machine. I can I can stop that machine. I can stop that machine from portal. Whatever can be done from portal, I have access on that. From here I can start because I am owner at subscription level, so I am owner at your resource group also. But the moment machine is started and you take a remote to this machine, उस time जो user ID और password मांगता है, that has nothing to do with Azure. Now I can start this machine, I can share this IP address with a person who's not even in our training session, who doesn't even exist on my subscription, and I can simply share my user ID and password, and that person will be able to access this machine. So the answer is that there is no correlation between your Azure account password ID password and your machine password. For every machine you create a new ID and new password. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ganesh, I have sent the link of the channel in the group. Feel free to subscribe and notify it so you will get the daily questions. And if you do not understand anything out of those questions, do ask. Though I make it very simple questions and I explain
Sure.
it in the bottom. And feel free. I'm making sure, guys, that I put this answer in not in a robotic manner, not in Microsoft's definition. This is not copy paste. This is in this is with a human touch. I'm preparing these answers for you guys, so you can feel free to utilize these answers. If this is the question in your interview, I have always told you, do not give one word answer. See, logically, if I'm asking you, is it feasible to decrease the size of data disk which is attached to Azure machine? Simple answer can be yes or no. That's it. You're factually, technically, you're not wrong. You can simply say no and you're done with it. But that doesn't give a good impression. You say no, you elaborate that answer that Azure does not provide a native feature to directly reduce the size of the virtual disk attached to a virtual machine. However, there are alternate methods you can use to effectively achieve the disk size. Okay, so this is something which you can definitely use in your interview, guys. Okay. Okay. So now let's get let's start working on the next section. This is a different machine. It doesn't matter. We are just bothered with these sections here. We are done with overview. I hope no one has any doubt under overview. Did you guys go and check completely what all do you see here? What do you see here? Computer name, uh, image, data, version, architecture, private IP, public IP, virtual network, DNS, virtual machine size, how many CPUs are attached, what is the RAM of this one, okay, group, is it a part of some availability zone, availability set, scale set, is it a part of that or not? Is there any auto shutdown? See, I don't even have to go here and everywhere. I wanted to check your homework, so I didn't even have to go anywhere. I could have checked auto shutdown here. I can check tags here. So go through this page properly. I hope you guys did it. I'm believing you in you. If not today, go through this overview page properly. Okay. Activity log, we all know, we discussed. I'm not repeating that. IAM, we have been discussing from long time, so I'm assuming that you guys know it well. Tags, I have already explained it to you. This is something you guys have to go and read, and this will help in your interview, that what kind of problems or issues you have faced, and you can come here and discuss about this. Here you will get answer also, troubleshooting also, everything you will get here. Okay. Networking, we are not doing this. Connect, we have done. Anyone has any doubt in connect? Obviously we didn't do bash shell under connect, that because that is a part of networking. Anyone has any doubt in connect, guys?
No.
Okay. Disk, we have done it thoroughly, right? Though I have given you a task of attaching this while creation. Now you guys tell me, do you want me to show it to you how to attach a disk for a machine which has been already created, or is it's easy for you? What do you think? What have we learned till now? It's attach the disk while creating the machine, right? Last practical, what did we do? While creating the machine, how many disks do you want? Now let's say that I have already created the machine and I want you to uh, attach an extra disk. So how do you do that? All of you know, right, how to do it while creating it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Disk section
Yes, we know.
here, and you just fill in the details. But now I want to add a disk to a machine which is already there in Azure, and let me add one more condition. The machine is running. Question: can you assign a disk in a running machine?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, we can.
Okay, so I go to disk. I'm attaching a disk. Now the question is, do you want to attach a new disk, or is there an existing disk already? Why could you have existing disk? Existing disk क्यों होगी?
Because you might have detached it earlier.
Yes, maybe I had a disk on this machine. Okay, I had a disk on this machine and I detached it from here, and I want that to be attached here. So there can be two kind of requests. One is create and attach a new disk. So I'm saying, yeah, I have two kind of requests. One is create a disk and attach it. You say, okay, what should be the name of the disk? Client has given you the name, or client says,
सर
yes, tell me.
सर इफ वी मतलब पहले का मतलब डिटैच किया वो डिस्क कल उसका पेमेंट चालू रहेगा सर फिर अगर मैंने
Yes,
उधर
yes,
से
yes,
निकाल
yes,
लिया तो
yes, yes, definitely. Just because you have detached it from a virtual machine, how does it matter to Azure? Azure का जो let's say 100 TB का एक डिस्क कोटा रखा हुआ है, उसमें से आपने 120 GB की एक डिस्क ले ली है, राइट? अब आप उसको मशीन पे रखो या ना रखो, यू हैव ऑलरेडी acquired that place. It is as good as कि आपने फ्लैट किसी से रेंट पे ले लिया है, आपने अपना उस पे नाम लॉक लगा दिया है, आप उसमें रहो या नहीं रहो, फ्लैट ओनर इज टेकिंग रेंट फ्रॉम यू, राइट?
कल
सो
सर उसको हम यूज ही नहीं कर रहे हमने मतलब हमको जरूरत ही नहीं है वो मशीन पे तो
delete it then.
फिर अपन
Why
पूरा
have you
मशीन
detached
डिलीट
it?
करने का पूरा मशीन डिलीट करने का सर मशीन में कुछ करना है मतलब अभी सपोज माय क्लाइंट वाज वर्किंग ही वांट्स 28 जीबी मतलब डिस्क चाहिए था
Which disk are you
बट
talking about? OS disk or data disk?
डेटा डिस्क आई एम आस्किंग
So why do you have to
डेटा
delete machine for data disk?
हाँ मतलब आपने बोला था ना अटैच उधर से उठा के फिर ये मशीन में करना है मतलब उस मशीन पे डेटा डिस्क चाहिए था 128 जीबी का
Hmm.
आफ्टर वी रियलाइज वी वांट ओनली 64 जीबी
Hmm.
सो आई डिटैच इट फ्रॉम 128 टू 64 तो पूरा मशीन डिलीट करने का रहता है या
What do you mean by
वो
detach it from 128 to 64? That is not
मतलब
called detaching.
he wants 64 GB disk.
So what about the data which is already there in your disk?
Okay, okay, I understand.
Can you reduce it?
No, no,
Do we
we
have an
can't
option?
reduce it.
There
No,
is
no,
no
no,
way to
we don't.
reduce it. Yeah, but if you remember in my answer, I have written that there are just because you have brought the topic, there are alternate methods. So what we can do here is I'll explain it to you first. Let me see if these guys have understood the question. Okay, guys. So the question here is, and I'm adding my own scenarios also. This is my virtual machine. Okay, guys. Whatever the size of the virtual machine doesn't matter. Do not get confused with between the size of the virtual machine and disk size. Okay, guys. I'm not discussing the virtual machine size now. I'm talking about the disk size. This is my operating system disk. Okay, this is my OS disk. 128 GB, let's say. OS disk 128 GB. Is it possible to remove it? I am saying I want to use the machine. Okay, I'm not deleting the machine. Is it possible to remove it? Is it
No.
possible to
No,
decrease it?
no,
No.
No.
Is it possible to increase it?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Can I increase it while machine is running?
We
no,
need downtime.
Anytime.
downtime I
No.
need.
Perfect, guys. Now I have data disk. Data disk 1, which is for 128 GB. Data disk 2, which is for 64 GB. Okay. Now, can I detach this disk while machine is running? Okay, let's come to detach later. I don't want to use this now, and I realize कि ये 64 GB वाला जो disk है ना, ये तो ठीक है 50 GB तक भर रहा है, and then फिर खाली हो जाता फिर भरता है, so I'm happy with 64. ये 128 वाला सिर्फ 32 GB तक ही भर रहा है, उसके आगे जा ही नहीं रहा है. Is there any way I can decrease the size?
No. No, we need
No.
to delete it.
Okay. No, but I have data in there, right? So you simply cannot
Mhm.
say delete it. I have 32 GB. It's very important data for me. I'm happy
Can
to
we
pay for
move?
128 GB. Okay. Next is this is 64 GB. It was fine, but now I think इसको थोड़ा सा बढ़ाने की जरूरत है. काफी साल से 50 GB तक डेटा आके रुक रहा था, but now I think I want to make it to 90 GB. Is it possible to increase the disk size, data disk?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can
Do I
increase.
need downtime for that?
No.
No.
No,
No downtime is required.
Perfect.
disk.
Okay. Next thing, guys. Now, uh,
But sir, if we do not want downtime, but we have to ask na data disk for downtime
no,
in
you
real
don't require.
scenario.
No, for increasing, you don't require downtime. It's very simple. You just
Okay.
go ahead, increase here, and sometimes it doesn't give. Let's see. Sometimes it doesn't give. Yes, but in a safer side, last time as we discussed, let's see. Okay, disk number. Let's say the same machine. First request, I'm asking you to please add a disk to my machine. Okay, I'm calling it disk 3. This is the name I want, and the size should be 256 GB. This is my first request. And just to replicate this, what I'll do, I'll create these two disks. Let's say we are replicating this diagram here. So what does it say? Data disk 1, data disk 1, 128 GB. Okay, I'm not bothered about the size now. It's okay. Data disk 2, spaces are not allowed in the name. Okay, data disk 2, 64 GB. So this is the ideal situation I have. Now the request is to add a third disk. First, let's see what is the condition of the machine. Is it running? So can we add a disk and running? If the machine is running, of course it is. Why? Because we have just added now. But machine is stopped. So let me start the machine first. No, machine is running. Okay, so we can add the disk while machine is running. That is clear to everyone, right?
Yes.
We can
Yeah.
add a
Yes.
disk data disk 3, 256 GB. We can add the disk, that is sure. Now the client says ये जो 64 वाला है ना इसको increase करना है. So now let's check if when the machine is running, can you increase the size of the disk? I go to disk. This is the disk which is in question, right? 64. From where will I increase the size, guys? Which option should I select?
Size plus performance.
Yes. And these are the daily tasks you will be getting. These are the daily tasks you will be getting as an administrator. Implementation engineer, you will get deployment. Administrator, these are the tasks. Okay. Now from 64, can I go to 32? Look at this, save button, gone.
No.
Why? You cannot decrease it. From 64, can I go to 128? Yes. But
Yes.
the user said, no, I don't want 128, it's too much. I want 90. How can I take 90? Do you see 90 here?
Custom, sir. There is a
Custom disk
custom.
type.
Let's try custom. Does it give me an option to save? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is saving. Did my machine reboot? No, it did not. Why? Reboot होता तो यहाँ पर मुझको दिखाई देता. And now simply you just have to go to OS level and disk expand. Next करना है. So in running machine, you can increase the size. Okay. Now let's say decrease its option there or not. Let's see. When I shut down the machine. Okay. Now the user says it is still saving. So now user says ये जो 128 GB है ना इसको 64 GB कर दो मुझको because I am using only 30 GB data out of it, though it is very important, but I am using only 30 GB. So which is the machine, which is the disk in question? 128. He wants this to be 32. Let's say if directly it is possible. We have already covered it. I want to show it to you in practical. Okay, 32. Do you get a save button here?
No.
It's
No.
grayed out. If you go for higher side, and if you change the disk size also, look at the save button is gone, which means you have to make sure that you are at the same size, at the same type. Type is same, so only size can be increased when machine is running. If you want to change the type from premium SSD, if I want standard SSD, then that is not allowing me. But if I keep the same thing, premium SSD, and just go for the bigger size, it allows me to save. Okay, now let's shut down the machine and check. Okay, I'm stopping the machine. Yes, guys, is it clear to everyone? Are you guys getting it till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. While this is happening, let me quickly explain this to you. Okay, how it's going to work. Let's say that 128 का disk का reduce का option नहीं मिल रहा है ना. What will you guys do is, you will copy 32 GB of data. एक नया disk लगा लो 32 GB का. Workaround I'm talking about, okay? कि workaround किस तरह से चलता है actual environment में. You put a disk of 32 GB here, क्योंकि इसमें सिर्फ 30 GB का ही डेटा, और whatever client says, let's say client says 50 GB का लगा दो. So you put a new disk of data disk for 50 GB. Now copy 30 GB from here to here. Now this disk is ready. Now simply remove this disk and delete it. You have your data here.
Sir, can I ask?
Yes.
Sir, when we are moving the disk, that time we need to downtime, right? Because the process is going on, so that's why we want the downtime for that also, right?
For removing the
जब यहाँ
disk?
से no मतलब
No, the
यहाँ से
copy,
डेटा अपन 50
no.
yeah,
Copy, you are not doing it on portal level. You don't do that. Application team will do it.
okay,
They want downtime,
okay.
they don't want downtime, it's up to them. As an Azure administrator, see guys, understand one thing. Whatever is happening within the operating system, you are not responsible for that. Whatever is happening on Azure level, you are responsible for that. So this is within the machine. यहाँ से यहाँ data copy करना है. इसमें Azure portal का कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. Your job is to assign a disk of 50 GB. Sorry guys. Assign a disk of 50 GB. Let the application owner know that I've presented a new disk for 50 GB. It is application owner's hectic. How do they copy? There are plenty of ways. It can be achieved without downtime easily. Simple normal copy paste, Control C, Control V. Do you need any downtime for that? That will work because it's hardly 30 GB we are talking about. Robo copy, that is a method, no downtime. FileZilla, there are plenty of methods. It's up to client, whatever they want to use it. They want to shut it down, they don't want to do it. It's up to them. Your job is to present this disk of 50 GB, and when client confirms that it has been done, remove this disk and either delete it, or if client is asking you to reattach it to some other server, then do it. And we are going to see that now. So first thing, machine is stopped. Now let's go to disk and see if we can reduce the disk size.
Sir, if we deleted that machine, so that machine will be paying from via मतलब वो पे कर रहे हैं ना अपन फिर उसके लिए अगर 128 GB का जो मशीन अपन पे डिलीट किया है तो
why
पे
are you
कर रहे हैं कि नहीं
deleting?
पे
Why
कर
would you delete machine, Satish? What is the confusion?
मींस ऊपर
Which
का
disk?
अपन ने पूरा
Guys, which disk are we talking about here? Oh, you're just getting confused
Data
because of
disk.
this one? Look at this. Which disk are we talking about, Satish?
128 GB का सर अभी अपन ने 128 GB का उसमें से डेटा उठा के 50 GB में डाल दिया.
So what it has to do with machine? Where is my machine saved? Where is my machine saved? Look at this diagram and tell me where is my machine's configuration saved?
On portal, right, na sir?
In these disks, which कौन से disk responsible है for my machine?
OS disk.
OS disk.
So we are not even touching the OS disk. हम data copy, remove, add जो कुछ करना है, we are just dealing with data disk. जिससे आपकी machine को कुछ भी नहीं होने वाला है. The moment you remove this disk, it's gone then. then your machine is gone. You delete this, you cannot delete this disk. वो अटैच होता है, डिलीट ही नहीं होगा. उसको डिलीट करने के लिए आपको पूरा मशीन डिलीट करना पड़ेगा आपका. Is your confusion clear, Satish?
मींस
Just ये दोनों
128 का
128 GB दोनों सेम दिख रहा है, that does not mean ये सेम डिस्क है. ये 128 GB का डेटा डिस्क है. We are
हाँ नहीं सर,
dealing with data disk.
मैं डेटा डिस्क की बात कर रहा हूँ सर. डेटा डिस्क अगर अपन डिलीट किए तो भी एज्योर अपन को चार्ज कर रहे हैं क्या फिर फॉर 128 जीबी के लिए, डेटा डिस्क के लिए? बिकॉज
Obviously,
128 जीबी में
no, once you delete it, it is not charging. You just detach it from virtual machine, you will be charged. Okay, guys, only 1 minute is left. I'll have to close the session. We'll come back and resume it from the same this one. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes because it takes some time for me to start the new session. So see you at
Okay.
14:45. Same link. Don't be late.